Some Senate side thoughts on Speaker McCarthy's debt ceiling plan. We haven't heard any of those. Let's ask Alabama Senator Katie Britt. Senator Britt, welcome back to the show. You've undoubtedly heard about Kevin McCarthy's speech and the Republican plan. What do you think about it? What are your first impressions?
Look, I am so pleased to see Speaker McCarthy leading on this issue. I wish we saw some real leadership out of the White House or even with Democrats in the House or the Senate. Speaker McCarthy knows that our current path is not sustainable. He knows that the debt that we have currently, and if you look at the president's budget proposal, putting us $50.7 trillion in debt by 2033, that is not just fiscally irresponsible, it's morally irresponsible. So I am grateful for his leadership, and we look forward to seeing this continue to unfold.
You know, one of the things that occurred to me is if you got that deal, spending cuts, more or less $4 or $5 trillion, I think it'll be in that neighborhood of savings. That would help the Federal Reserve. Maybe the Fed wouldn't have to raise rates so much because maybe deficits and borrowing would be a little lower. At once, you could have the two working together for a change. I wish the Fed chairman would come out and support it.
Wouldn't that be nice? Also, I mean, let's produce more energy in this country. When we had the Fed chairman in front of the banking committee a few weeks ago, I asked him that very question. If we produced more energy in this country, would that drive down inflation? He said yes. And then, Larry, to a conversation you and I had last time I was on this program, I asked him if we got people back into the workforce, would that in fact drive down inflation? And he said yes. You and I know that if you are working age and you are an able-bodied American, you need to be working in order to receive government benefits. If we did that, that would help us with Social Security, it would help us with Medicare. It puts the numbers in the right place, and it also gives people the dignity of an honest day's work, which we know is what this country is all about.
And I couldn't agree more. I mean, work requirements are one of my highest priorities. The other thing, Senator, is the student loan cancellations are going to fight that. They're going to try to revive the REINS Act, the Regulatory Act, which, you know what, this crazy EPA stuff, I know there's a lot of regulations, but this EPA stuff strikes me as being even crazier than most, ending gas-powered cars, and no one ever voted on it.
Larry, you are exactly right. Let's take the student loan crisis first. First off, that's going to cost us $420 billion. That's 3,000 extra dollars for every taxpayer across this country, every U.S. citizen, actually. If you look right now at our current debt, our $30 trillion debt, $31 trillion debt, that's about $94,000 that every U.S. citizen owes. And so they're just adding more on top of that, again, saying that there are no requirements for responsibility in this nation. When you look at the disastrous Green New Deal plan of the Biden administration, it continues to fail Americans. It prioritizes other countries and interests above hard-working Americans. Just look at the president's budget. When it came over, there was a 19% increase in EPA. Can you believe that, Larry? And then you look at Homeland Security, protecting our border, protecting our American citizens, a decrease of 1%. Ridiculous.
Bad priorities, completely. By the way, Jared, I know you were in the hearing today, Jared Bernstein for CEH. Jared is an old friend of mine, even though we disagree on pretty much everything. But did he really say the Inflation Reduction Act is going to pay for itself? Did he really say that?
Oh, he did. He did.
It's
he
not
absolutely
gonna pay
did.
I mean, I love the guy.
No.
Don't get me wrong. He's a wonderful human being. I just disagree with him on all these topics.
I absolutely do, too. And if you look at where we are, I mean, hardworking Americans are paying the price of this Bidenomics, I mean, that we are seeing each and every day. It's playing out at the grocery store, where prices are up 20%. It's playing out at the gas pump, where energy cost is up 36%. When I go as a mom of two to the grocery store to run carpool, I have to deal with these things. We need the Biden administration to realize that this continual spending, this tax and spend spree that they're on, must stop. We need more energy produced. We need to make sure that we rein in spending and that we have a responsible way moving forward. And I am hopeful that through these conversations we can get through to the White House and certainly appreciate Speaker McCarthy taking the lead on this.
Well, maybe Biden, will go out on a second date. Maybe you'll have a second date and something good. Maybe drive-in movie, a cup of coffee. I don't know. Could be anything. Anyway.
Maybe. I was glad to see the energy package being a part of it, permitting reform, all of that. We appreciate Speaker McCarthy's leadership and look forward to making sure that we're responsible in this nation with taxpayer dollars.
Senator Katie Britt. We appreciate it very much.
Thank you so much, Larry.